The right cruise for you. Welcome to the seminar. My name is Wolfgang Handler and I will be the guide to this seminar. Let's go right to it. This is my lovely wife Lily and I'm Wolfgang. We're working in the travel industry for about 9 years now. And Lily grew up in the big city of Chicago. I myself grew up in Austria. So we both live right now in Seattle. We love it here. So let's go to the cruise industry. Cruise industry is growing every year. It's been growing the last 10 years tremendously. So are the ships. Ships are getting bigger and bigger. The biggest one right now holds 5,400 passengers. Now 5 to 10 ships get launched every year and cruise itineraries get changed all the time. So it's kind of hard to keep up with the industry as a vacationer. So that's why I think it's very important to inform you what's all possible out there. How do you choose really your right cruise for you? For obvious reasons, a lot of people go right away to the internet and research what's out there. It's a tremendous amount. There's so many companies out there and it's kind of hard to see if it's the right one for you because they're all trying to sell you their cruise. Their cruise is always the best and it's not necessarily just the right cruise for you. The next source would be go to friends and find out if they recently went to a cruise. Maybe they've been to the destination you want to go to or the size of ship you want to be on. So there's a good source for you to find out how they like their cruise. And the most important one, I totally believe in it, is connect to a professional travel agent and consult them because they deal with customers and different kind of customers with different needs every day, so they really do know what cruise caters to their needs and to their wants. So I think that's one of the things you should absolutely consider. But before you go on the internet, I would do the following things. Before you turn on your computer, answer the following questions. What time of year you like to go? Narrow it down to particular months, maybe 2 months. Like maybe you can only go in the summertime because the kids are out of school. Or you only want to go in the fall time because the kids are in school and there's less crowds to deal with. And so on. There's various reasons why you want to go on a certain time of year. But stick where you like to go. The next thing is find out where you like to go. Find out the time you chose, if that's the right time for that area to go to. For example, the Caribbean, in the summertime I suggest not to go. It's hot and muggy and well, some people liked it, but the other challenge is it is hurricane season and you have a high probability to get caught in a hurricane. Cruise ships are really good about diverting hurricanes, but half the time they do have to cut the cruise short, or they really have to change the itinerary and you really don't get to go where you wanted to go, or they may even cancel the cruise altogether. So cheap prices may be very enticing, but find out why they are. Sometimes it's because it's not just the right time to go at that time. So right at that point, I do recommend that you consult with a professional travel agent. What areas are available? Well, the planet has 75% water, and wherever there's water nowadays, there's a cruise ship. Cruising in Alaska, cruising in the Caribbean, river cruising in Europe and the Mediterranean, cruise up in the Arctic or in the Antarctic, cruise around South Africa, cruising around Australia, in Asia. There's cruises available, so there's no shortage about cruises. So you just pretty much have to pick your area you like to go and then find out what kind of cruises are available there. Well, what can you expect? First of all, I would consider the size of the ship. There's kind of about 3 different categories. There's a small ship category that just allows 50 to about 500 passengers. Then the medium ship category is from about 500 to 1,000 passengers, and the large ships are from 1,000 and up. As we saw before, the biggest one is now 5,400 passengers, which is the Royal Caribbean Oasis. One thing I do understand on everybody's mind, one of the biggest considerations is price. It seems like the bigger the ship, the cheaper the initial price of the cruise. Now, the one thing is to consider on that is first of all, if you really consider a cruise on a bigger ship, read the fine print, see what's included and what's not included. And some of the prices, there's not even the port charges included, meaning they're just going to be extra charges just for ports. They're going to be to the cruise price. A lot of people are surprised at the end of the cruise, and when they go to the front desk to settle their bill, how big it is. You most likely get charged for soft drinks, for specialty coffees, and more things. So one suggestion I do have: check your bill every day on the front desk. They can pull up that information, say, well, how much is charged already to my bill? And if there's some wrong charges, you can dispute them right there without waiting until the end of the cruise. And you have a lot easier time to stay in with your spending budget if you know what do you spend every day. So the next thing is, don't forget the customary gratuities at the end of the cruise. Most cruise ships put them on automatically on your bill, so check your bill for that. You do have the option to modify those amounts. Pricing of small ship cruising. Most of the small ships are all inclusive. There are no additional costs on the bill, except for some excursions they may be extra. But also, again, in this case, I recommend to read the fine print and really find out what's included and what's not, and ask a specialist. So therefore, always before you do some more research, write down the maximum dollar amount you want to spend on your vacation. That includes also not just the cruise, it also includes the transportation to and from the port, airline tickets, ground transportation. You may have to stay overnight in a hotel because you don't get there in time with the flights available. And then also food and drinks you may spend on the cruise ship. Yes, food is not always free on a cruise ship. It's hard to believe, but yes, there's specialty restaurants with a cover charge for up to about $30 per person, and it can start adding up. Room service is extra, so there's a lot of extra additional charges you should account for in your budget. So with this now armed, you should have a list including the following items: what time you like to go, where do you like to go, what size of ship you like to sail on, small, medium or large, what is your budget. So with this list armed, I would say let's go ahead and go to the internet.